Anthony Joshua knocks out Kubrat Pulev. This is our post-fight reaction and discussion. So Anthony Joshua finishes the fight with a big right hand at 2 minutes and 58 seconds into round number 9. I've got a lot of thoughts swirling in my head about this fight, and a lot of people may not like what I'm going to say as I express my reaction to this fight. I do want to say congratulations to Anthony Joshua. It was a good performance. Notice how I don't say great performance, but it was a good performance. A couple things that I noticed about this fight. First and foremost, I thought Kubrat Pulev's defense had improved a little bit. Now, what I mean by that is, instead of just standing there like this and allowing whatever comes through to come through, he actually covered up a little bit in this fight. He actually had a little bit more head movement. So I think his experience between the Klitschko fight and this fight did benefit him a little bit. That being said, he was extremely limited, right? And that is my, I guess, word to describe this event and this fight is limited. Kubrat Pulev can do nothing more than throw a 1-2. I mean, the guy has no other punches in his arsenal, and that's extremely surprising to me considering how seasoned he is on the amateur level and on the pro level, and how confident he was coming into this fight. And, you look at his career, I mean, this is a guy who's medaled in the world championships and has competed in several, European championships and whatnot, and has had many fights, more fights in the pro game than Anthony Joshua. For him to be limited to a 1-2, I mean, I was extremely disappointed. Another thing about Kubrat Pulev, who didn't do a horrible job today, but, was extremely limited, is the fact that the guy cannot fight on the inside and cannot fight at mid-range at all. Again, he has a 1 and a 2, and that's it. So Anthony Joshua looked pretty good against him. Anthony Joshua, you can tell, was watching the Klitschko fight and studying it to fight Pulev. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but every single time Pulev came into punching range, Anthony Joshua held him. And it was horrible. It was horrible to watch. In the third round, Joshua opened up a bit. I felt like in the first couple rounds, he was still the Anthony Joshua we saw in the Ruiz rematch. In that third round, he kind of harkened back a little bit to the Anthony Joshua we knew before that rematch and was aggressive and almost got Pulev out of there. I think he had to rein it in a bit because he saw Pulev was surviving and he didn't want to gas himself out. He did sort of let Pulev back in the fight, and it's a little disturbing for me that he did that because, again, Pulev is so limited. The only weapons he had were a 1 and a 2, and he's okay with his timing and his distance, but this guy doesn't have the arsenal that a guy like an Usyk or a guy like a Tyson Fury or, even a guy like a Dillian White has. I mean, it was a performance that was really questionable for me, I feel like, and the reason I say that is I feel like Joshua should have gotten him out of there much earlier. I felt like Joshua was very timid at times. I felt like when he was boxing, if you want to call it that, he was actually running a bit. He looked uncomfortable at times. You could tell by his posture. He was very afraid to get hit by Pulev, who again was exhibiting nothing but a 1 and a 2. I mean, listen, this is just my opinion. Don't kill me for this, but I was not impressed by Anthony Joshua or Kubrat Pulev tonight, especially not Kubrat Pulev. I mean, in that third round when he was getting battered by Joshua, he actually turned his back on Joshua instead of taking a knee. I mean, is that the conduct of a seasoned professional heavyweight fighter? Even an amateur should probably know better than that. I don't know. I was left very confused by this entire event. kudos again to Anthony Joshua for getting the knockout, but I thought it took much longer than it should have with a guy as limited as Kubrat Pulev, and I felt like Joshua showed him a lot more respect than he deserved. Make no mistake, this is not the Anthony Joshua from before the Andy Ruiz rematch. This is not the juggernaut that used to walk you down and bang you out. This is not that guy anymore. This is a different guy. And I don't think that this half-timid, aggressive in spurts style is going to benefit him against guys like Usyk, who's got an incredible arsenal and is not afraid, and guys like Tyson Fury, especially, who's going to want to keep him at the end of the jab and punish him on the way in, and can also fight on the inside. Joshua, he threw some nice uppercuts against Pulev, but Pulev was taking them. And if Pulev can take those uppercuts, I believe Usyk, and I definitely believe Tyson Fury can. So at the end of the day, it's a decent performance for Anthony Joshua. I give it a C+, maybe a C. And do I think based on that performance he can beat Tyson Fury? Absolutely not. And do I think based on that performance that he can beat an Alexander Usyk? I'm gonna say something that you guys might not like right now. No. That Anthony Joshua that fought tonight does not beat an Alexander Usyk that's firing on all cylinders. No way in hell. No way in hell. I mean, Pulev has zero skills fighting on the inside. He didn't know how to get away from getting wrapped up. He doesn't have the footwork that Usyk does. I don't believe Usyk would allow Joshua to tie him up that much. I believe he would create angles. I believe he'd hit him with a ton of shots. I mean, he could get caught and get knocked out, but I don't think so, man. Listen, this is a different fighter for me. This is a hybrid between Ruiz 1 and Ruiz 2. And I don't think it bodes well. The timidity, the apprehension that I'm seeing, I don't like it. My question to you guys is, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or did you think this was a great performance from AJ? What is your grade for AJ on this performance? Knuckleheads, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon next to it. Join Knucklehead Nation. Be sure to hit the like button below. Also, please get your FightersRep gear in the link below. We got shirts, hoodies, masks, tank tops, anything you guys purchase helps me not only grow the channel, but the only kickboxing promotion that matters. And, I just want to end this off by saying, look, I'm not hating on the guy. I think he's a great fighter. I just wasn't blown away by today's performance. And I remain with questions. I look forward to hearing what you have to say.